Welcome to Stamps Old World UK, your trusted destination for deep insights into the fascinating world of rare and vintage stamps. In today's episode, we dive into the incredible story, history, design, and current market value of a classic United States postage stamp featuring a distinguished profile portrait and a rich brown color, with a face value of 10 cents. This stamp is a stunning example of classic engraving, historical craftsmanship, and the enduring collectible spirit that stamp lovers around the world cherish. We will uncover the factors that make this stamp highly desirable among collectors, how to estimate its value in today's dollars, and what makes certain versions worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This particular stamp represents a beautiful era of American postal history, showcasing traditional line engraving, elegant serif typeface, and well-defined perforated edges. The portrait in the center is framed by an oval border, surrounded by ornamental detailing, topped with the words U.S. postage, and marked with a value of 10 cents at the bottom. This stamp is a stunning example of classic engraving, historical craftsmanship, and the enduring collectible spirit that stamp lovers around the world cherish. We will uncover the factors that make this stamp highly desirable among collectors, how to estimate its value in today's dollars, and what makes certain versions worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This particular stamp represents a beautiful era of American postal history, showcasing traditional line engraving, elegant serif typeface, and well-defined perforated edges. The portrait in the center is framed by an oval border, surrounded by ornamental detailing, topped with the words U.S. postage, and marked with the value of 10 cents at the bottom. This stamp is a stunning example of classic engraving, historical craftsmanship, and also reflects the era when postage stamps were both practical tools and miniature works of art, engraved by talented artisans using intricate techniques that are rare today. Whenever collectors evaluate a stamp like this, several important factors come into play. The first is condition. The quality of the paper, gum preservation on the back, perforation integrity, and whether there are any tears, creases, or stains. A stamp in mint condition, especially with original gum and no hinge marks, can significantly raise its market value. The sharper the design, the more vivid the color, the higher the grade. Collectors and grading services often use terms like fine, very fine, and extremely fine to classify condition. A top-grade example of this particular 10-cent brown stamp can command premium prices in auctions. The second factor is rarity. Some versions of this stamp may be more common, while others, from an early print run or special printing series, are scarce. Variations in shade, printing method, watermark, and even perforation differences can mean a huge difference in value. Some rare varieties, especially those issued in the mid to late 1800s, are sought after by high-end collectors and may sell for several hundred to several thousand dollars, depending on condition and certification. The third factor is historical significance. Stamps like this often gain importance because they represent a specific era in postal history. Collectors who specialize in classic United States stamps cherish these as essential pieces in their collections. Their value also increases when they are listed in specialized catalogs or recognized as iconic designs from the golden age of stamp engraving. So what is the approximate market value of this 10-cent classic brown U.S. postage stamp in today's dollar value? On average, a used version in general collectible condition might sell for around $10 to $50, depending on overall appearance. A better preserved version with clear postmark and good centering could reach between $50 and $150. Now here's where things get exciting. If you have an unused, mint condition stamp with no hinge marks, sharp edges, even margins, and authenticated by a reputable grading service, the value can jump dramatically to anywhere between $200 and even up to $1,000 or more. In some rare and premium cases, certain varieties with special characteristics, like early print shade variations or rare perforation patterns, have been known to sell in the high hundreds to several thousands of dollars at stamp auctions. Expert collectors and investors always recommend getting high-value stamps certified by well-known organizations for authenticity and condition grading. Having a certificate significantly increases the credibility and thus the value of the stamp in the market. It gives buyers confidence that they are purchasing a genuine historical collectible, not a reproduction or reprint. So, if you are someone who loves collecting stamps or investing in historical treasures, this type of classic U.S. postage stamp is a perfect example of how a beautifully engraved piece of paper can carry tremendous historical, artistic, and monetary value. It teaches us that philately is not just a hobby, it is the preservation and celebration of cultural history. That is exactly what we do here at Stamps Old World UK. We explore the stories behind each stamp, unlocking the mysteries of design, age, rarity, and value. Next up, powerful United States postage stamp with a face value of 10 cents, featuring the symbolic image of justice and freedom. This stamp carries a bold message at the top that reads, "People's right to petition for redress." It represents one of the most fundamental pillars of democracy and civil liberty. Let us uncover its history, symbolism, design details, and of course, its current market value in today's dollar. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this detailed journey into the world of philately, only on Stamps Old World UK. This brilliant purple-blue tone stamp features a classic illustration of a robed figure holding what appears to be a staff or symbol of authority. The expression on the figure's face conveys seriousness, dignity, and strength. The stamp proudly displays the text USA 10C in the top left, while the main message, "People's right to petition for redress," curves across the top. This phrase refers to the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, which guarantees citizens the right to speak, express, write, and seek change peacefully through legal means. That makes this stamp not only a functional postage label, but also a strong statement of democratic principles. This stamp was issued as part of the American Rights Series, a special series dedicated to highlighting the freedoms guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. Collectors appreciate it not only for its artistic engraving style, but also for its strong symbolic meaning. The detailed and expressive artwork reminds us that stamps are not just historical relics, they are instruments of education, communication, and representation of national values. Now let us talk about what collectors look for when evaluating this stamp. First, condition is everything. A stamp in mint condition, never used, with original gum, sharp perforation edges, and clear bright colors will significantly increase its collectible value. Even used stamps can be valuable if they are clean, well-centered, have light postmarks, and retain strong design clarity. Horizontal and vertical centering also impact grading. Stamps that are perfectly centered with wide margins are often considered premium quality. Next comes rarity and demand. While this stamp is not considered extremely rare compared to classic 19th century issues, it does carry strong demand among collectors of political theme stamps, constitutional history stamps, thematic collectors, and United States definitive and commemorative stamp collectors. Its historical message makes it desirable for educational collections and even museum displays. Now let us explore the market value in today's dollar. A used version of the stamp in fine condition often sells in general collectible markets for around $1,000 to $2,000 depending on demand. A very fine used example with light cancellation may go for $3,000 to $5,000. However, the value starts increasing for mint condition examples. A mint hinged stamp typically ranges between $3,000 and $8,000. A mint never hinged stamp, especially well-centered and in extremely fine condition, often sells in the range of $10,000 to $25,000 on popular stamp marketplaces or auctions. High-grade mint examples, officially graded by professional services with grades such as XF90 or XF Super 95, can reach values between $3,000 and even up to $6,000 in some auction listings. Special plate blocks, first-day covers, or error print versions can command significantly higher prices depending on rarity, reaching sometimes $5,000 to $15,000 or even more. Keep in mind that pairs, sheets, and plate blocks usually hold higher value due to collector preference. If you own this stamp, it is important to examine the perforation quality, the centering, gum condition, and color depth because small differences can affect the price. You can store it in protective archival sheets or mount it into an album to preserve quality. Certified grading can help you sell it for higher value and give buyers confidence in authenticity and quality. What makes this stamp special is not only its monetary value, but the story it represents. It stands for the fundamental right of people to question the government and demand justice. It represents freedom, unity, law, and the spirit of democracy. That is what philately is all about. Telling stories that are printed on small pieces of paper but carry big messages across nations and time. If you enjoyed learning about this meaningful USA 10-cent People's Right to Petition for Redress stamp, make sure to subscribe to our channel, Stamps Old World UK, where we explore history, design, and market value of rare stamps from around the globe. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you own this stamp? Would you like to see other constitutional or political-themed stamps explained in future videos? We love hearing from our viewers and fellow collectors. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the old world, one stamp at a time, only on Stamps Old World UK.